Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of GSP TV. I'm so glad that you could join with us today. And since it's Valentine's Day this week, we're going to have Samantha Rios, who is our Good Samaritan Program Administrator, in to share some Valentine's Day gift ideas, as well as how to save money on the actual day. Before I get into today's practical teaching, we're going to talk a little bit about money and marriage since it's Valentine's Day this week. I want to share some things that church members gave us feedback on that they're learning through the Good Samaritan program. So Marla had wrote into us, said that she is learning that God really wants us to have things abundantly and not just enough. I have always thought it was right to want just enough and thought it folly to want things more abundantly. And Christopher shares that he is just enjoying the new idea of a spending plan and not so much the negative notion of a budget. He also learned that information plus application brings transformation. And another one, Patty, wrote in and said how surprised how long it would take to pay off credit cards if she was just paying the minimum payments. So, you know, some powerful things that people are learning. Keep writing, and we love hearing what you're all learning about the program. And if you have something to share, please connect with us either through our website. You know, you can comment actually on this video, or you can connect with us through Facebook or Twitter. Well, now it's time for our practical teaching, and I have some tips to share. And this is based from the New York Times article about increasing a couple's financial compatibility. Larry Burkett, a successful financial author and one of the gurus of Christian financial principles, said that money is either the best or the worst area of communication in our marriages. So if you're having some issues involving money with your spouse, hopefully some of these practical tips are going to help guide you. And you know, one of the most amazing statistics that we have repeated a few times in the Good Samaritan program and on GSP TV is that money and money issues, money problems, money disagreements are the #1 cause of divorce. And so it is crucial that when it comes to money, that as couples we communicate well to our significant other. So which is point #1, is about talking and sharing goals. The key to communication is, are you ready? Communication. And so it's so important to have planned communication. I would recommend that once a month that you put in your calendars, put in your schedules, a budget meeting. And you don't need to call it a budget meeting, but you could call it your spending plan discussion. And what you would do each month is to look at the previous month to see what came in and what went out and what adjustments or changes need to be made, and then pray and agree about those areas. And also if there is lack, you know, ask God and pray and look for ways to either cut spending or ways to earn more income so that you have a balanced budget. Communication really is the key. When I first got married, and I'm sure you've heard me tell this story on a previous episode, but let me share it with you again, that I used to work from home in the early years of our marriage, and my wife would come home, and being newlywed, she would usually come in and give me a kiss as soon as she got home. But there was that odd day that she would come home and not come and give me a kiss. She would go into the room first, and I always thought that was a little bit strange. So one day I thought I would follow her into the room without her knowing as soon as she came home, and of course there she was stuffing bags from shopping that she had been spending money outside of our budget, you know, and putting them away. So I thought that was a little bit cheeky, a little bit funny, but you know, it could have caused problems in our marriage because, you know, eventually I would have noticed all of this extra debt that we were accumulating. So it's so important to have communication. We shouldn't have secrets from one another unless they're good secrets like planned surprises on Valentine's Day that they don't know about. But don't hide things from your spouse, and make sure that there's always great communication. And #2 is to run home like a business. There are many similarities between managing a successful business and managing your personal finances. So it's very important to you look at your household budget and look at profit and loss, because essentially that's what it is. If you are in deficit every single month, you are going to find your family come under, and your marriage come under, an incredible amount of strain, which could really break the back of your marriage and your home. So it's very important that you don't have losses every month, but you have surplus or profit each month, or at least you're breaking even until you can get to and move towards a place of surplus. Number 3 is to be supportive of careers, to help your partner pursue the dreams. If you have a career change in the future, you would definitely want your spouse to be supportive, especially if you won't be making as much as you used to do. But listen, all these things happen out of point 1, which is communication. Don't just go and quit your job and decide you're going to have a career change. Discuss these things, plan it together, work out a budget, so make sure that it's going to work for your family before going and making any huge career changes. Number 4 is enjoy, but within reason. It's okay to spend money to enjoy life, but don't get caught up. Make sure that you're saving for the future. And you know, I always give this tip to any couples or individuals that come to me for financial advice, is always look to make your life where you live off the 70%. So that means for every $1,000 that you earn, that you are living off $700. 10% of that, or $100, goes towards the tithe. $100, you know, should be paying for yourself, and then $100, if you're in debt, should be going towards your debt. Or you could also look at giving more money away, or putting into a home buying fund or an investment fund. So always look to live off 70% of your earnings. You might say, hey, that's impossible. Well, the only way that you're able to do that, if you're not doing that at the moment, is look at how you can earn a little bit more money, or how you can downsize your expenditure every single month. Number 5 is use a mediator, or get some help. I've had couples come to me for help, and that has been the smartest and wisest thing that they can do. So if you can't agree on a financial decision, bring in a third party to help. Or if you're struggling making the budget balance every single month, bring in some help. You don't have to do things alone. Definitely, you know, here at Christian Credit Counselors, if you have money problems or money issues, or you need help with credit cards, you can call one of our certified credit counselors. It's a free call, and they can help you with your budget. And we also have our debt reduction program, which can help lower the interest rates on your credit cards, and in most cases lower the monthly payments. So make sure there's the website on the screen right there. Look them up, give us a call, and one of our friendly counselors can help you with that. Don't, you know, wrestle through life alone. Number 6 is invest in your marriage. I like what Ed Young says about every married couple needs to have a MWE, and that stands for a marital work ethic. You've got to spend time and money on your marriage. It really is work, you know, especially when you're not getting along, and it may be because you haven't been doing things as a couple. So it's very important to invest in your marriage, communicate to one another, have a strong marital work ethic. We talk about having a good business work ethic. We talk about in the sporting culture about having a strong sporting, you know, ethic, you know, training ethic. Well, not often do we hear about having a good marital work ethic. It's very important to work hard at your marriage and work hard at the area called money. Make sure it's not just something that you shove under the rug, but that you discuss and you talk and you pray about and get help if you need. So that's our practical teaching for this week. When we come back, we're going to be talking to Samantha Rios about Valentine's Day gift ideas and how you can save some money you know, on those ideas as well. It's very important that with everything that we do for Valentine's Day, make sure you don't have to blow the budget. You don't have to go beyond to try and impress your significant other. Stay within budget. Think about creative ideas. And I hope that in this interview coming up and this chat that we have with Samantha, that there will be something that will fit within your budget that your significant other will really like. And listen, you know, the other thing as well is that I don't feel that anybody should have the pressure to have to go out and spend money on Valentine's Day. You can agree as a couple, hey, this year we're not going to do the commercial Valentine's Day kind of thing. What we're going to do is a nice dinner, or just something simple like flowers, or something very simple. I know some people get a little bit anti-Valentine's Day, and some people go overboard. well, you don't have to be either. You can just be somebody who appreciates your significant other, but make sure that they know that, because they might go out and buy you something and spend a lot of time and effort on a great gift, and you kind of turn up with empty hands. So make sure whatever you do it with great communication, do it together, and I know that you're going to have a great week. Hey everybody, and welcome back to GSP TV. As mentioned earlier in the program, we have again on our show a very special guest and also the Good Samaritan Program Administrator, Samantha Rios. So welcome again to the show, Samantha.
Thank you.
And so great to have you on again today.
Yes.
And Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day if you're watching this on Valentine's Day. If not, that's okay. I hope you still get a whole bunch of stuff from these tips. If you've missed Valentine's Day and you're watching it, maybe write some of these tips down for next year. But you've done a little bit of research for us, so even if it's people are watching this just on Valentine's Day or just before, they've still got time to spoil their significant other. Yeah. So why don't you share, we're going to start with the guys first and end with the ladies. So why don't we start with, there's a guys out there, and there's a guy might be watching out there, and he's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do for Valentine's Day? I've been totally busy. Okay. Hit us with some good home run kind of gifts, or actually
it's for the guys.
It's for the guys. It's for the guys, but that's okay. So sorry, you girls, you're watching out there, and you need a home run gift for your guy. Tell us.
Okay, so the first gift that you can give is cologne.
Cologne is always a good gift. I like cologne, and
I like Acqua di Gio.
Acqua di Gio, can't go wrong with that. Giorgio Armani.
So that's the first one. Number 2 would be electronics, so whether it's a GPS device for the car or an iHome or speakers or something. Guys love gadgets.
Yeah, iPad.
Yeah,
it's a good one. If it fits in the budget, iPad or a new iPhone or something along those lines. Very good electronic gadgets. Ladies, guys love them.
Yes.
Very good.
There's actually a really cool, if you have an iPhone, there's an iPhone case that that actually acts as a battery charger as well. So there's something cool like that. We'll probably just put something up there on the screen about that. So that's something specific.
Yeah. Well, that's a great idea, because you may not have the budget for one of those things, or maybe, you know, you already have one of those in the home, but the covers can be really good. I know that skinit.com is a fantastic place you can go. You can upload photos of your family or significant other, picture of together. You could also put sports teams, favorite sports teams, or favorite rock band or whatever. So that can be another great thing to do, and you know, it costs around $20 or $30 or something, and you can get the case with the plastic clear, and then you can have the picture inside it. So definitely check out skinit.com. Very good.
So that's another option. I came up with finding a vintage record of maybe your significant other's favorite band or something like that. They're only like $15 if you find them on eBay. Right. So that's something cheaper if it's more sentimental, if you really don't want to spend that much money. Okay. And then if he's into PS3 or something like that.
Or Xbox.
Yeah, or Xbox. Get him the latest Madden or NBA Live or Call of Duty, something like that. And maybe learn how to play and challenge him. I know you'll probably lose, but he'll appreciate it.
Yeah,
he'll appreciate the effort.
Okay.
Tickets to a sporting event, Lakers, Clippers, wherever you are, that's always going to be a hit. And I would love to go too.
You could do a night out. You know, you could do a full. You know, married couples could do a full night out. You know, especially got kids. Get the babysitters in. You know, go off to an NBA game or a or a favorite sporting event. Book a hotel. Have a nice dinner. You know, kind of thing. Do a bit of romance and make it happen. That's a great Valentine's Day gift.
And then my favorite one is a watch. I love watches. Yes. So I would choose a Michael Kors watch. They're classic, but if that's a little bit too expensive, there's some good Guess watches that are affordable and actually really nice. I bought one recently and it was a hit.
It was a hit, a home run.
It was a hit.
Okay, so a home run. So, and very important, you know, with all of this Valentine's Day, it's more about the thought than the gift. You know, you can definitely do gifts on a budget. We've certainly suggested quite a few different gifts of different price range. It's important not to break your budget and go into debt just for your significant other. There's a lot of things that you can do for free. You can make things. I think the Skinit idea is a fantastic idea because it's only around $20 or $30 and you can pretty much get it for just your iPhone or any other kind of case. My wife got one for Father's Day for me, with our firstborn daughter on the back saying, "Love you, Daddy." Father's Day. I mean, she didn't have much to do with it because she was 2, but she organised that, and it was a real hit and one of the best gifts I got. One of the other great gifts that I really liked that my wife has gotten from me is she got my favourite sports jersey and got my name on the back.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, I actually to that point had never owned a sports jersey, so not only did it have that, but it also had my name on the back. So that's another really great thing to do. He may already have a sports jersey, so you might have to kind of, secretly, steal it away from him and get it, some embroidered on the back or whatever. But that's another good idea and something that can be fairly inexpensive.
Yep.
Now, how about the ladies? I got this messed up at the beginning. So now, if you're the guy at home and you're wanting some tips, and usually girls are pretty switched on with this, so I think this part of the segment is going to be much more helpful.
Yes.
But what are some things that girls love to get? I know flowers and chocolates, of course. But
yes, of course. But probably something to pamper them, whether it's a massage, manicure, pedicure, or a facial. That's always something.
And they can be fairly inexpensive, right? What's the kind of budget for those kind of things?
Well, you can get a mani-pedi for like $25.
Okay, great.
And then definitely look on Groupon and Living Social. That's actually going to be one of my tips later on for any of this, because there's always, and that's about 50% off the original price.
Wow, that's incredible.
And there's a bunch of different places you can get massages, especially now. Massage Envy, that's a massage chain that's doing specials right now for Valentine's Day. So there's a lot of places to look. And then also, if you're going to be getting a gift certificate or something like that, make sure to include gratuity on that, so it's not just up to the price of that.
Good idea.
Make sure to include that, because your spouse will appreciate that.
Yes.
And then jewelry. Tiffany's is usually like a go-to place for classic jewelry, but if you want to save a little bit of money, there's a website called Etsy.com.
Yeah. And
you're able to find some pretty inexpensive jewelry, but awesome. Like, I got my mom a silver necklace with an emerald, and it was only $25.
Wow, that's incredible.
So you're able to buy directly from the people who are making the jewelry online.
Yeah,
so
and a lot cheaper than Tiffany's, if Tiffany's is a little bit out of your budget, for sure.
So, and there's some great creative jewelry on there as well.
No, that's great.
The next thing would be a purse. Girls love their purses. So if you can afford a Coach purse, there's actually a bunch of outlets. If you go to a Coach outlet, you're going to get it for maybe 30% off.
Okay, great.
Or a wallet or something like that. And when you get Coach or a Michael Kors brand, which you don't have to do, but those last a lot longer.
Right,
so there's that, and that's a good thing to do. And then girls love sentimental things. So if you know what her favorite photo of you two is, maybe get it framed. Get some sort of engraving on it, something like that. Girls definitely appreciate that a lot more than guys do. But yeah, so something sentimental would be nice. And then again, my favorite is a watch.
A watch.
I think it's such a great gift, and that's maybe just me. But if you don't know whether to go with silver or gold, you can actually get both, which is this one that I have. And it actually goes with both.
Very good.
Yeah, and it's simple. And this is a Guess watch. It's not that expensive, so that's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, you can get watches fairly inexpensive these days, like from $50 or $60. And of course, like I mentioned at the very beginning, if budget's going to be an issue, a nice bunch of flowers, some chocolates, I think, can be a really great thing. And I think at the end of the day, with any gift, whether it be a watch or perfume or jewelry or whatever, to throw in the flowers and the chocolates
it's always
with
nice.
that, which is always nice. So, definitely do that. Again, don't break the bank. Looking after your significant other, you've got to make sure that it's within your budget, but at the same time, you want to make sure that they feel valued and feel special. Valentine's Day, like I said earlier in the program, is not necessarily just about a day. It's definitely great to have in the calendar, because it makes sure that at least sometime during the year there is time set aside towards your significant other. But I think that you could have a Valentine's Day kind of every month or every week. To a certain point, obviously you don't want to be spending loads and loads of monies every week or every month, but you could always find things to do to spoil your significant other. You could even do a massage, an hour massage for your significant other would go down really well with a
Yeah.
nice little voucher and some flowers and some romantic music. So loads of great ideas there.
Yes. And then there's also better ways to save than with a gift is eating out. So you can, if you're going to eat out, definitely look at Groupon or
Yeah.
Living Social or restaurants.com. You'll
Yeah.
be able to find some good places that have deals. But just stay in. You can stay in, make your significant other's favorite meal.
Yeah.
And then you're going to save a lot more, and that makes it a little bit more special.
Yeah.
You're going to save a lot that way,
Yeah.
especially if
Yeah.
you splurge a little bit on the gift. You might as well just stay in, have it that way, and then you can save on flowers. Same sites, you can save on flowers that way, or you can go to your grocery store.
Yeah.
You'll get them a lot cheaper, or your closest warehouse, maybe Costco
Yeah.
or Sam's Club.
Yeah.
They'll have the same type of thing, but just cheaper. And then don't be afraid to ask for replacements for your flowers. You don't buy spoiled milk or spoiled vegetables.
Yeah.
You're able to ask for them to replace them if
That's
they're
great.
damaged.
So what are some other things that maybe guys or girls can do for each other, just kind of keeping it simple at home?
Okay, so you can also buy your wine or whatever cocktails that you would
Yeah.
like at the grocery store. That's where
Right.
you're going to get the
Okay.
most savings. Or if you have a place like Beverages and More that does something that has deals, if you have a rewards card there, sometimes it's cheaper. And then definitely use your rewards cards, because eventually that's going to lead to something. You're not just using
Yeah.
it for nothing, whether you're going to get free gas later
Yeah.
or you're going to get $5 off your next purchase. Definitely use all your rewards cards if you have them at any of the stores that we talked about as well.
Yeah.
So that's just simple ways to save, but you don't have to do anything too extravagant.
Okay.
Definitely save
Yeah.
on your dinner.
Now, if you're completely clueless, I always think a great gift, and a great gift that I like to get, and I know my wife does like these gifts as well, is gift cards. Because
yeah.
it kind of means that the person that you give the gift to card can kind of go and spoil themselves on something that they've been meaning to get for themselves but have never
Sure.
really been in the budget. Like Nordstrom's, for instance,
Yeah.
is one of my favorite gift cards, not for me, for my wife, but for me, I like the Best Buy gift card.
Okay, yeah.
Or I like reading books, so a Barnes & Noble kind of gift card, or an iTunes gift card, because then I can get Kindle
great.
and books, and I can get music or whatever. So, and I love restaurant gift cards and also movie gift cards. So those are some great things to also think of and consider, especially because you can kind of keep the budget. An iTunes gift card can be great. You know, you can keep it to around $25 and still stay within budget. Put it in a nice card, put some chocolates and flowers with it if it's
Yeah.
for a woman, and you know, if it's for a guy, just pack it inside a football or something. I don't know, no, not really. But yeah, but those I've always thought, you know, if people are feeling a bit clueless, gift cards is a good.
That's true. No, that is definitely a good one. Should have put it on my list.
Great. What are some other ideas? Maybe some, you know, if they've got a little bit of time on their hands, maybe like travel or.
Yeah. A romantic getaway, maybe like a 2-day weekend type of thing.
Right.
I've already said Groupon and Living Social, can't say it enough. They have so many different things now. They have the Groupon getaways and Living
Yeah.
Social escapes, I think
Okay.
they're called. And you're going to get 50% off
Right.
of a 2-day weekend, either in your city at a
Wow.
nice resort, or you can go all the way to Barcelona or
Wow,
something
that's
like
amazing.
that. And there's deals like that, and there's usually a package whether it's a 2-day and then it includes a bottle of wine or,
Yeah.
or something nice or
Okay.
a tour or something like that. That you're going to get it for 50% off. So you might as well start looking there. If you don't have a whole weekend, Living Social has adventures, Living Social Adventures, where you can get deals on golfing or skydiving or
Right.
whatever it is that you'd be able to do in an afternoon, maybe the weekend after Valentine's Day or something like
Yeah.
that. And you're going to save more if you do a little bit more. If you don't do something on Valentine's Day, maybe the day after or the
Yeah.
weekend after,
Yeah.
you're going to save a lot. I know it's not the same day,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's still, I mean, still the same sentiment.
Yeah, I kind of like those packages where you can kind of book for the ladies, like a bit of a spa,
Yeah.
mani-pedi or something, or a massage or whatever, you know, and then there's the golf part of it for the guy, and then there's a nice romantic kind of dinner later.
Yeah.
And you know, you kind of get that package, and kind of everybody's happy, and you don't even necessarily have to go away. You could do it locally in your own city,
Yeah.
in your own town. So, but certainly going away if you've got the time and the budget, of course.
Yeah.
And we can't say that enough because you know, we're putting all these images in front of you and great ideas, But the most important thing to do is to look to do things on a budget and to make sure that it's the thought that counts. And I think that your significant other is going to appreciate the fact that you put whatever you do, put your heart into it. And I think she's going to feel appreciated, whether it's just some chocolates and some flowers. You know, I think a good example is this. I got my wife a cheesecake for her birthday, and that may seem like a great thing, but she hates cheesecake. Right. So, and you know, now obviously we've been married for 7 years. That was the first year of marriage. In fact, we'd only been married for 6 months. So, you know, something like that, it's like, oh, cheesecake, but, you know, I didn't really put a lot of thought into, you know, discovering what she really wanted and what she really liked. I like cheesecake, and I thought, hey, that would be a great birthday cake. Well, I ended up eating the birthday cake. So put your heart into it, investigate, find out what your significant other likes the most, you know, what really, you know, is their love language as far as a gift goes, and then stay within your budget, and I don't think you can really go wrong with that. Yeah, and actually one other tip, if you have nailed it down to what type of gift you want to get, if it's a watch or a purse or something like that, and you get there and you're still clueless, don't know which one to choose, that's what the salespeople are there for, actually. Yeah. I've actually utilized them because they know the most about the product, so they'll ask you questions about, you know, what type of purse does she have now or something like that. So use them, because you're going to end up walking away much more confident than if you just kind of picked it yourself. I know, I've gone into some shops sometime and completely just been stressed out, spent hours in there trying to find the right handbag or the purse. I mean, I've certainly, you know, brought home the wrong kind of handbags before. But I've also had some more wins than losses. I've certainly brought home a lot of gifts that she's liked, and more often than not liked the gifts. But I can certainly relate to that. So men especially, use the salesperson's help. You know, if you're in those shops feeling awkward, you know, especially if you're somewhere like Victoria's Secret, it can be a little bit awkward if you're shopping for your significant other. So, and the girls, you know, if you're in Best Buy, definitely ask for some help. You know, the experts are there to give you guidance on what you know, the best products for your man. Definitely. Great. Well, thank you, Samantha, for your time. It's been a lot of fun. And thank you for all of your research. And I'm sure that everybody who's watching today is going to be able to find something for their significant other. And make sure that you spoil your significant other, not just on Valentine's Day, but think of other times during the year that you can do creative and wonderful things together. It doesn't have to be big budget. It can be just as simple as taking her down or him down to your favorite beach and having a picnic. Or even, like we said last year, recreating your first date, you know, and remembering all the great things that you did on your first date. Yeah. So thanks again for tuning in, and thanks again for Samantha for coming on the show. Sure. And I know everybody watching today, I'm sure, have enjoyed that, and hopefully you're taking a lot of notes. And we'll look forward to having you on the show again. Probably next month you're going to give us a update on the Good Samaritan program, so that'll be absolutely fantastic. And that's pretty much our show for today. Next week we're going to be at a conference in Dallas, Texas, and Grapevine, Texas, C3 conference. So what we're going to be doing is putting on the best of GSP TV. So we're going to take some of the best highlights from 2011. We're going to throw in a few bloopers as well, which I can't wait to see what the team put in the bloopers. It's going to be a real fun episode. And then the week after, we're going to talk about the conference, show you some highlights and some clips from the conference. We've got our Good Samaritan program booth that is going to be at the conference. So we're so excited that if you're going to be in the area this week, in Grapevine, Texas, please come down and see us. C3 conference, we're at the Good Samaritan program booth, and we'd love to chat with you. And we just pray that you have a wonderful week, have a wonderful Valentine's Day. God bless you, and we'll see you next week on GSP TV.